Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. So we are going to just leave Rabenastre with Vaan and take on our first hunt, the Rogue Tomat. And we get a lovely panning shot for our new area, and a big dinosaur in the Damasca Ester Sands. So this isn't like random encounter city. You can actually wander around, find the enemies on the map, and just enter your command menu and select attack or steal. And do that in the overworld. So I'm going to literally just be cutting those out if I can, or if it makes sense. If I'm doing any grinding or whatever. Just so you don't have to necessarily endure all this rambling around to get license points or levels or things like that. At least for now, because it does take a little while. Because I've so little abilities and so few party members, you know. But essentially what we have to do is run to the center cliff in this area, and we come across the tomato-headed Rogue Tomat. And we just enter into combat. But, you know, when in doubt, maybe have an elf steal could be useful. Items potentially, so just get into the habit of stealing when you can. And once you steal something, you know, eventually you'll be able to start attacking. And obviously if you have other party members, they can be attacking while you're stealing, so it's not as much of a issue, I suppose. And I am like a little bit overzealous with the potions there. Like, he only does 7 damage, and I'm like, I'm below 100, must heal. But yeah, you basically just get a few hits in, and then a cutscene plays, and he like runs away. And then we just have to run around the corner and just chase him down, you know? One of the few hunts in the game that like triggers a like whole second phase, which is quite funny. So I just run down along, and he's now refilled all his HP and stuff, which is a bit frustrating. But we just attack away, and then very, very quickly, because Vaan just goes mental, oh my goodness. And with that, the foe is vanquished. And we get an achievement actually for completing our first hunt, which is quite nice. And then if you look over there, we get some Galbana lilies, which are quite nice. We're going to pick them. Is it going to be for Penelo, maybe?
Never thought I'd see him growing out here.
So as much as Vaan wants to be like a tough guy, he's just a little cutie.
This will make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
So after completing that, we're going to just go for a little bit of a read through the clan primer, and when you kill enough enemies, you'll get like an extra page and like a completed primer. So we're going to just KO some wolves in a bit. But it's a nice little element to the primer that you're kind of like just able to get more information when you defeat extra enemies. So let's go get some more wolves done. It'll get us some XP as well as getting us license points for our license board. And then eventually we'll return to Rabanastre to hand in our quest. But after a good little bit of grinding, we're back into Rabanastre, and we can put on extra time speed because it's the Zodiac Age, which is quite nice. We're just going to have a quick heal up and progress back with the story. So unfortunately, it looks like the Imperials aren't letting people back in, because obviously the big like the big parade for the Imperial visitors is here. So you just have to talk to some of the NPCs, and eventually the cutscene will trigger. Yeah, again, not exactly that you like needed to paint the Empire in a bad light, but then like, you know, they speak ill of the like citizens. He like tramples over Vaughn's flowers and everything. It's all very
Now what?
not good. And I'll just let this cutscene play, and I'll see you on the other side.
Alright, out the way.
Wait a second. How come you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A prettier price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobo sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside. Right then, move them in.
Oh. That does it.
Oh, a fine chocobo you have there. Yes, cedar down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too. Take a Damascus Barreau's wine, it may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad, really, once you get used to it. Care for some, sirs? There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
You let these carts through and close this gate as ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
The ceremony will be starting soon. I'd best be hurrying.
Okay, well... Vaan, wait! What is it? Vaan!
We will have order. I give you your new consul, His Imperial Highness Lord Vayne Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western on... Your Excellency.
People of Rabanastre, is it with hatred you look upon your consul? With hatred you look upon the Empire?
Spit on your empire! Straight back to Arcadia!
There was little point in asking. But know this, I harbor no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Rabanastre loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace his majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now. Though King Rabanastre and Lady Ashe be gone, they stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
Is Rabenastre to your liking, my lord?
It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, for instance. Elegant, yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture. I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
Oh, remember the last one? We're all like this.
The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
I am Penelo, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Rabanastre join me in welcoming you.
That's enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by her people. I am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul, for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Rabanastre. Why don't you call me Vayne?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
How can he stand about him like that?
Vaan, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to.
Lord Vayne ever did.
You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
Vaan. Vaan! You haven't heard a single word I've said, have you? This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Rabanastre anymore. Like the Empire is swallowing it whole.
I have to kind of critique Vaan here a little
Hey,
bit.
Penelo, that fate tonight.
We're obviously having
You
a
think they'll
little
let us in?
discussion on how much
Are you
it's
crazy?
changed.
It's in the palace, and we don't have
But,
an
like,
invitation if you hadn't noticed.
You know, Megalo has
So, how are
to,
we getting in?
you know,
As if
cow to
I'd
the
know.
superiors.
Why
And
not
I
ask
was like, what were
Megalo
you
to
supposed
get
to, like,
you
what were you going to do?
Or go see
And
old
Vaan's like,
Dalan
I don't know,
in
I do
Lowtown.
something. But
Why
it's
the
like,
sudden interest, Vaan?
yes, go.
I told you. I'm going to take back
thieving.
what's ours. Give back to Dalmasca. Come on. What do you think? If I find something, and it fetches a good price, how about I
And I
buy
love
you all dinner?
that Penelo just calls him out.
You know as well
Because
as
she's
I
like,
do the first
I
thing
know
you would
right
buy is
well,
an
you just
airship.
buy a ship.
All hail Vaan, sky part of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
He will not stay out of trouble.
An
He will in
airship.
fact immediately launch himself
Maybe.
head first into
but
trouble.
Not through Megalo.
Baby girl.
Time to pay old Dalan a visit.
Yeah, he's like, feck having a like normal job. Let's just go into the underground and like rob from the palace. But with that, we now get a notification to say we're free to travel in Rabanastre. So you know what that means.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
We are going to sell our good gotten gains from completing the bounty, and we're going to go to our loot. And this is really where the game gets interesting, because you only gain gil through selling the items that the enemies drop. And then from that, depending on what you sell, you get particular items appearing in the bazaar, which are like special offers and things. So like that, we now go to the bazaar and we have a surcoat. So we were able to buy that, and now we have access to chromed leathers where we mightn't have had access to them before to buy. Now, I'm going to buy the Technique Libra, which some of you might be saying, oh my god, such a pointless ability, why'd you waste 400 on it? But I just think 4 at the point in the game that we're at, and just in general, it's like Scan from Kingdom Hearts. It like tells you how much HP they have, all these different bits and bobs, so it is useful, you know? But like that, we do have to buy every single command similar to Final Fantasy 1. We have to buy like our cures, we have to buy our different spells, we have to buy our different weapons. So it's like the two-pronged system. You have to have the licenses to be able to equip the gear, but then have the money to buy the gear that you need to equip, you know? But at the very least, at least with magic, once you own the spell, any character that has the license can cast it. So, you know, that's kind of a buy one, get one for everyone. It's not as if you have to buy the particular spell for the particular character, you know? But we have to go into Lowtown and then find the little house that old Dalan lives in, which is giving me very much like, oh, what's his name? The guy from Oliver and Company who, like, heads the, like, thieving operation. Fagin. Yeah. It reminds me, giving me that vibe. So just head south when you're in the Lowtown North Sprawl, and then you'll end up in old Dalan's house. But what I am super excited about is the fact that by the end of this episode, we're going to have another party member. We're going to have their class picked, and what's nice is that it accumulates the amount of license points the characters have earned in general. And so even though one of our characters hasn't been here for our little grind in the desert with the wolves, they will get all the experience they need. But we're here to see old Dalan and how to sneak into the palace.
If it isn't Vaan,
And of course, it's not going to be easy.
Come for a tip on how to secure something bigger and in armor by the East Gate?
What? You already heard about that?
Wise I may not be, but well informed I am.
They'll get what's coming to them someday, believe me. But that's not why I'm here.
Do tell.
I want to know how to sneak into the palace. They've got to have some great stuff in there. Thought I'd partake.
Not one to mince words, are you, boy? The Empire protects all that's hers, and that means the palace and all the treasures inside.
That's why I'm gonna do it. To take back what's ours.
So our champion of the sewers aspires to noble action. Admirable. Perhaps I can help you. Now that I think on it, there was a rumor. Yes, a secret passageway into the palace vaults. A door and a magic stone that opens the way.
That's it. This is exactly why I came to talk to you first, Dalan. So, where's this, magic stone?
Oh, I've had it for years, if I can remember where I've tucked it away.
So essentially, when we leave this area here, we have to just go to the Giza Plains because we need a sunstone to activate our moonstone. And did we just fall into a game of Pokemon? I'm not sure. But we can just run down here south to the Giza Plains, where we get another beautiful panoramic shot. Like, I love all these different panoramics. And the little like rabbits that we see like fighting there and stuff, you know. But we just have to run straight to the village. So I do a bit of fighting the enemies in this area, but eventually track over to the village to basically find out, how do I make a sunstone? Can I buy a sunstone? But wherever you find these people that you can like buy maps from, just buy them. They're very, very useful, and they in general don't or shouldn't cost that much. But of course I am broke because I spent all my money on the Libra spell. But there is a little shop here, so you can sell the few little bits that I got from the monsters in this area. And now that we have over 100, we can, well, all we needed was 30. We're just kind of sad that we didn't have that. But we just go to the Moogle and we buy the map for the area, and it just lets us be able to press M on the keyboard and just see where roughly we're meant to go. And if we go and ask around the village, eventually we find out that, oh, the kids actually make moons or sunstones as like, you know, a little way for them to make money. And one bratty little child is after leaving with all of the other sunstones in the area, and we have to basically go find him. But I'm just showing you that what's nice about the job system in the Zodiac Age is that since you're able to pick any type of job, from the beginning, all the shops stock all of the shops stock all the starter weapons, as well as like the starter magics, including time magic, which is interesting because obviously you could just choose from the beginning to be a time battle mage, which is interesting. And I'll look at it next episode mainly, but in the Giza Plains there is a treasure chest that actually contains a spell that you have to find, and you're not able to buy it. So I will highlight that once we get there and show it. But essentially we have to roam around the Giza Plains now and find Jin, who's a kid that is left with all the shade stones that you can turn into sunstones. And thankfully we now get Penelo as a party member, and we can pick her job, and she's going to be our White Mage, our healer for this playthrough.
Though the answer is pretty clear. No good.
What? I'm being good.
Is that right? So then you wouldn't mind if I, say, tagged along, would you?
Huh?
Oh, don't worry. Miguelo's busy with preparations for the fete up at the palace. Why, I'm free for the whole day. Well, let's get going.
So Penelo has joined, and we're now going to hop into the menu and go through her licenses and just equip her with the White Mage job right beside the Shikari job. So, you know, are they a match made in heaven? We'll have to see. But yeah, just equip the license board there, and then we can go into the particular license board and figure out what exactly she already has unlocked. And just because she is Penelo, she will have certain abilities just hard-coded into her character, but she does start with White Mage, White Magic 1 rather, and you know, the Mystic Armor 1, and she has, as you can see, 36, so that's actually the total amount of points that Vaan has gathered as well. So whenever a character joins, they get the amount that the other characters have also collected, just so they're not underpowered, which is nice. And with that, because the license board is so much freer than, strictly speaking, the Sphere Grid in 10, I do think I will just leave in what I pick and how I expand the license board, you know? But in picking Libra, we get a 40 cost but in, you know, it boosts the health by 101, which is basically increasing it, nearly doubling our HP. We're definitely going to enjoy that, but what's nice is that since we have a partner now, Penelo can fight on her own, so we don't have to necessarily give her instructions all the time. But with that, that's going to be the end of another episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.